Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're uncovering exactly why your Fleming Island plumbing is basically locked in a constant, hidden battle with nature. We're going to use local data and some really insightful details directly from Titan Plumbing Jacksonville to unpack what's happening right beneath your feet. And more importantly, what you can actually do about it.
So, I have to ask, is your Fleming Island home hiding a plumbing disaster? I mean it, there's literally a hidden war happening right now beneath your floors and behind your walls. You might not hear it, you might not see it, well, not yet anyway, but your home's infrastructure is constantly fighting off some incredibly tough local elements.
Section 1. The Fleming Island Environment. A perfect storm for plumbing. Let's start by looking at the specific environmental causes that make Clay County such a challenging place for residential infrastructure.
As you can see, your home faces some incredibly unique environmental antagonists every single day. We're not just dealing with regular wear and tear here, guys. High water tables, extreme humidity, and that seasonal flooding from the St. Johns River, they create this constant, relentless stress. Add in aggressive hard water and even brackish groundwater near places like Eagle Harbor, and wow, you've got a recipe for accelerated corrosion.
Now, the absolutely crucial point here is that the very ground beneath your house is constantly moving. Our local sandy soil doesn't just sit still. It shifts right along with those seasonal water table changes. And every single time it moves, it puts immense physical pressure on your underground pipes and your main sewer lines. It's kind of like your house is sitting on a slow-motion seesaw.
All of this builds into a perfect storm, right? Especially for neighborhoods built during that initial boom in the 1990s and early 2000s. Over the last decade, we've already seen those original polybutylene supply lines failing totally without warning. But looking ahead to right now and into 2026, those original galvanized steel pipes are reaching severe corrosion levels. They're literally rusting from the inside out, restricting water flow and basically contaminating the supply.
Moving on to Section 2, Common Local Plumbing Failures, Mapping the Symptoms. Okay, so let's map these environmental root causes to the actual practical failures you might be experiencing in your home right now.
What's really great here is you can actually use this to self-diagnose based on exactly what you're seeing or hearing around the house. If you've got discolored, rusty water and low pressure, yeah, you're likely looking at those corroded galvanized pipes we just mentioned. Hearing weird gurgling sounds or noticing slow drains all over the place? That usually points to sewer line blockages, often from tree roots crashing the party in your lines. High water bills combined with mysterious wet spots in the yard, that means hidden slab leaks. Oh, and that crusty white buildup on your faucets? Classic hallmark of our local hard water causing mineral damage.
Speaking of which, one of the most severe issues we see from those shifting soils is the slab leak. So when pipes beneath your concrete foundation crack, water just starts pooling right under your house. The big takeaway here is that fixing this requires specialized electronic leak detection to pinpoint the exact spot. You definitely want that, rather than contractors who just resort to immediate, totally unnecessary demolition of your floors. Nobody wants that.
8 to 12. Take a wild guess what that number represents. Well, that is the lifespan in years of a typical water heater in our area. Why so short? Because Fleming Island's aggressive hard water creates this nasty sediment buildup at the bottom of the tank that essentially destroys the unit way before its time.
It's highly ironic, isn't it? We live in beautiful coastal Florida, but our water chemistry is literally eating our expensive plumbing fixtures from the inside out. Hard water destroys the internal mechanisms of your faucets, like the cartridges and valve seats, so much faster than in areas with softer water. You'll just find yourself replacing washers and seals over and over until the fixture is totally beyond repair.
So, what happens when something inevitably breaks? If a pipe bursts or that water heater finally gives up the ghost, you need to act fast. Turn off your main water valve, switch off the power to the unit right at the breaker panel, and throw down some towels or buckets to limit the damage. Do this immediately, guys. Water damage waits for absolutely no one, and it literally worsens by the hour.
All right, Section 3. Anatomy of a plumbing fix, the professional process. Let's completely demystify how these local disasters are actually resolved by the pros.
This structured three-step approach is exactly how local pros like Titan Plumbing turn absolute chaos back into peace of mind. First up, contact and dispatch, getting someone out there fast with a solid estimated arrival window. Second, proper diagnosis and approval, identifying the real root cause and giving you an upfront, totally transparent estimate so you know the cost before a single wrench is even turned. And third, repair and verification, doing the work with quality materials and actually testing the whole shebang before they head out. Knowing these realistic timelines sets proper expectations, right? It shows that quality work takes appropriate time. Simple jobs like a drain clearing or fixture swap, usually about 2 to 3 hours. A water heater swap is typically a full day's project. But if you're dealing with those failing 1990s pipes and need a whole home repiping, expect that to take anywhere from 3 to 7 days. The plumbers work section by section though, so you do maintain partial water service during the project. It's not as bad as it sounds.
Look, when water is literally pooling in your kitchen, speed is absolutely crucial, which is exactly why having professionals who actually live right here in the Fleming Island community makes a massive difference. Plumbers who dispatch from distant service centers in other counties just waste valuable time. Local technicians arrive fast, their trucks are already fully stocked with the specific parts our local infrastructure needs, and they skip those agonizing wait times entirely. Section 4. Building codes and standards, protecting your property. Finally, we really need to look at how strict local codes act as your final line of defense against our harsh environment. There is a huge, massive risk when comparing unpermitted amateur work to licensed, code-compliant professional standards. Sure, an amateur might give you a lower initial quote, but they often skip permits and use improper materials. And that creates a massive liability that can literally void your homeowner's insurance, or even block a future home sale down the line. Professional standards mean adhering to the Florida Building Code, pulling the right Clay County permits, passing formal inspections, and above all, ensuring your family's long-term safety. Part of those professional standards involves using the right materials for our specific environment. When upgrading, professional plumbers strongly recommend modern solutions like PEX and CPVC supply lines and PVC for drainage. These materials specifically resist our aggressive local water chemistry, whereas older traditional copper, it corrodes super easily here, and cast iron drains inevitably fail over time.
I really want to emphasize this point clearly. Clay County requires permits for most major plumbing work. And yes, that even includes a water heater replacement or repiping. Please don't let anyone tell you otherwise or try to convince you to skip the paperwork. These permits are legally required, and they exist strictly to protect your investment and ensure the installation is totally safe. I'm going to leave you with this thought as we wrap up our explainer today. Your home's plumbing is battling the high water tables, the shifting sand, and the aggressive hard water of Fleming Island every single day. Knowing what your home faces right now, are you prepared for the next underground battle? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and definitely stay vigilant out there.